Welcome back to OT Sports. Today we got NBA Playoff Watch episode 5. I really hope you guys have been enjoying this series. And I hope you guys have been enjoying all of our videos around the channel. We got college basketball every Monday, college football every Tuesday, NFL every Wednesday, and of course NBA every Thursday. If you're new around here, my Discord and X are linked in the description. You can join that. You can follow that, whatever you would like to do. Tried to get Connor on for this episode. Um, he couldn't make it, but we will get him on in within the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes. He'll come back for one. So yeah, that's just update there. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta tell you. Let's just hop right into the Eastern Conference standings. We're gonna start at the top. The Celtics, 14-4. They've been looking like one of the best teams in the league, maybe the best team in the league. I'm not gonna, you know, try and I'm not gonna spoil who I think the best team in the league is quite yet, because we're gonna be doing playoff predictions after we're done with these standings. But the Celtics have been looking very impressive. They're 14-4. They got the best point differential, I think. Yeah, best point differential in the league as of right now. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They've been doing very good. Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, I mean, all of them. Drew Holiday's really been a great addition for them. They've all really clicked. The Magic, 13-5, sitting at the 2 seed. They've been very hot recently on an 8-game win streak, 9-1 in their last 10 games. I'd like to see a little bit more out of Paolo Banchero. I know he's averaging 19 points, but I want to see him take another step up. Jalen Suggs has been very good this season, so good to see that from him. The Bucks at 13-5. I'm starting to like the Bucks a lot more now. Giannis and Dame have really, I think, clicked. Giannis averaging 30, Dame averaging 26. The rest of the guys have been doing things. Brook Lopez 13, Middleton 12, Bobby Portis 11.5. Yeah, I think they're starting to click. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and I've liked what I've seen from the Bucks recently. The Sixers at the 4 seed, 12-6. They have also been doing very good to start up the year. They're on a little bit of a cold streak right now. They've been losing some games. They're 5-5 in their last 10. I mean, it is what it is. They're still 12-6. The Eastern Conference, though, does have some pretty, pretty hefty top dogs up there. But their point differential is the second best in the league, so there's that. They're still a great team, even though they're at the 4 seed. The Knicks at the 5 seed, 10-7. Kind of expect them to finish in this area, and they've kind of been in this area throughout the start of the year. RJ Barrett's been doing very good, so is Quickly. Jalen Brunson, you're getting the usual Knicks. The Pacers, I was very high on last week. They're now 9-7. But Tyrese Halliburton is really becoming an all-star. I think he was last year. If I'm not, I don't know if he did end up being an all-star last year, but they're playing some great ball right now. Tyrese Halliburton is doing everything over there. The offense is high flying. You got the lobs, you got the flashy passes, you got the shooting, you got all of it. Probably the best offense in ball right now. Heat at 7, sitting at 10-8. Bam has been very good to start out the year. Tyler Hero's missed some games. Hopefully he's going to be back soon. Duncan Robinson, I feel like, has been a lot better this year. He's not really only shooting threes. He's actually getting to the rim, which is new from him. So good to see that from him. Jaime Jaquez has actually been very good for them off the bench. He's averaging 11 points per game as a rookie. They got a lot of depth on this team. Jimmy Butler's been alright. I'd like to see a little more from him again. Only 21 points per game. He's getting outscored by Bam and Tyler Hero. The Cavs have been dealing with some injuries. Garland, Donovan Mitchell's missed some time. Karis LeVert's missed some time. Jared Allen's missed some time. Isaac Okoro. They got a lot of guys who missed a couple games here and there. We really haven't seen their team at full strength for for much of the year, Darius Garland has been struggling with his shooting to start out the year. Hopefully, he can pick that back up because I think they're definitely a top six team in this conference. And yeah, hopefully Donovan Mitchell can continue to keep up what he's doing. He has been hurt a little bit, so I'd like to see him get to 100%. The Nets at 9-8, sitting at that 9 seed in the play-in. Um, Cam Thomas has missed a lot of time, but in the games he's played, he's averaging 27 points per game, 4 rebounds to assist and a steal. So he's been very good. Not Miles Bridges, Mikal Bridges has been good as well, 22 points per game. Campbell Johnson has been very good. Same with Lonnie Walker. They got a lot of guys who are actually scoring a good amount. The defense, although has been struggling, which is weird. I think it would be the exact opposite, just how the team's built. But no, the offense has been playing good. The defense is what's needing a little work, which is surprising. The Raptors, big step up from Scotty Barnes this year. You're still getting Pascal Siakam like usual. Really haven't had too many injuries. OG and Gary Trent have missed a couple games here and there, but not too much. Grady Dick's been kind of a disappointment to start out the year. Hopefully he can start shooting the ball a little bit better. But yeah, no, I think they should definitely trade Siakam. I think they want to build around Scotty Barnes. If they want to keep either Siakam or OG Anunoby, I think OG Anunoby is a lot better of a fit than Siakam is. So I would try and trade Siakam. Try and re-sign OG. If you can't, it's okay. You go through a retooling. But yeah, Scotty Barnes has been very good. I really liked how he's taken a step forward in his third year. The Hawks sitting at 8-9. Yeah, it's not exactly where you'd like to see. They've been pretty cold recently. They were up higher last time we did this. You know, the offense is very good for them, one of the best in the league. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray leading the charge, but the defense is what's struggling. You know, you're not going to win playoff games if you have a horrible defense. That's just not the reality of how the playoffs work. So, I don't know, maybe the Hawks try and get someone like OG Anunoby. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really fit them. He'd probably have to, unless they put DeJounte at 3, because one of those two would have to move down to 3, and one of them would play the 2. So I don't know how that would fit. You also got, Bogdanovich does come off the bench, but I don't know. They don't really have a big lineup overall, so adding another wing slash guard wouldn't really help them, but he would give them the defense they need. So I don't really know what they do there. The Hornets are 5-11. They're ahead of the Bulls, which is pretty sad. But yeah, no. Miles Bridges has been very good in the games he's played. I've liked the rest team from him. Brandon Miller as well. He's been good. LaMelo Ball has been very good as well. I think he did just get hurt though. If I'm, um, he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks, so that's. I mean, the Hornets weren't gonna be a really good team anyways this year, even with him. So maybe this helps him get a higher draft pick. The Bulls sitting at 5-14. They are right now the worst offensive and defensive team in the league, which is really sad. They on paper shouldn't be this bad. I think on paper they should definitely be around a play-in team. But yeah, no, they just can't find a way to win games. They don't score 106 points as a team per game. That's not gonna win you games. In this league, you know that they're not shooting great from 3-point land. Just nothing's really working. They're not really shooting great from the field. I mean, it's just not great. DeRozan's their leading scorer with 21. You got Levine with 21 as well. Alex Caruso has been great. I will say that he is really the only thing we got going. If we can somehow keep him for a while, I would be very happy to see that. Wizards at 3-15. They're not a good team. Jordan Poole has struggled very heavily to start out the year. I want to see him succeed. I just don't know if he can, being the number one option. I think Kuzma is going to be the number one option moving forward because Jordan Poole just hasn't really been what they needed him to be. Daniel Gafford has been good, I will say that. 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. He's been very good. But yeah, these two bottom teams played the other day just to kind of, in my opinion, determine who's the worst team. And the Pistons did end up losing. They're on a 15-game win streak. Cade Cunningham has been very good in the games I've seen and the highlights I've seen. Jaden Ivey, like to see a little more out of him. In his second year, Jalen Duren's been good though. And Alec Burks has actually had a pretty solid start to the year. Also, Asar Thompson. I really, really like how he's playing. He's going to be a great player in this league. Yeah, no, the defense is just elite, in the offense, I mean, on the fast break the other day, he was just killing the Wizards. Yeah, he's been very good. I really like what I've seen from him. This Pistons team is very young. They do have Monty Williams, so there is that. That will help him. He's a great coach, but I just this year obviously isn't the year with them starting 2-16, but in the future I could definitely see them being a good team moving forward. Moving on to the Western Conference, new number one team in the West, the Minnesota Timberwolves. I've been telling you guys, watch out for the Timberwolves. I had them. I think I had them sixth in my preseason prediction standings. You know, I told you to watch out for them. They're a really good team. I don't think that was ever a question. They are just a really good team. They're really, really put together well. Which looking at it last year, I didn't ever think I would say that, but yeah, no, Anthony Edwards has really solidified himself as a superstar in this league. He's taken the step forward that I wanted to see from him. Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert provide you with big man. One of them is kind of a stretch four more, and one of them is a rim protector, rebounder. So that's actually not a bad fit. And Naz Reid coming off the bench has really given them a spark. Mike Conley is the facilitator. He's great at doing that. And they got a lot of wings who play defense and shoot the ball well. They're pretty solid team built together wise. And yeah, they're sitting first in the Western Conference right now. They could definitely finish top four. I wouldn't be surprised. They've been playing that good. The Nuggets fall to the second spot in the West for the first time in a while. They're 13-6. They've been struggling a little bit recently, um, with only five and five record in the last 10 games, and they're on a 3-game win streak. So maybe they're starting to get out of their little slump they've had. They've been without Jamal Murray for a lot of this year. But yeah, Jokic is doing Jokic things. Michael Porter's doing his thing. He doesn't pass the ball, but it's okay. That's what he always does. They still got their whole team. I mean, they did lose a little bit of depth with losing guys like Bruce Brown, but they found some guys to take his place. Um, and yeah, Jokic, they're still going to be a top three team in the West. I don't think there's any need to panic. The Mavericks, the offense has been very good for them to start the year. Luka Doncic has been ridiculous as always. Kyrie Irving and him are really figuring things out together, I would say. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been very good too, coming off the bench. Grant Williams, he's been a good addition for them. Derek Jones Jr. as well. Derek Lively's actually been pretty good too. He's started a lot for them at the center spot. And yeah, I mean, the team's been playing very good. I like what I've seen from Dallas. The Thunder at 11-6, they have the third highest point differential in the league. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They are on a 2-game losing streak. But yeah, SGA, he is amazing. I love SGA. He's one of my favorite players. He's their number one guy, and the Chet Holmgren has also been very good. 18 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. He's been phenomenal. Jalen Williams he hasn't really slumped in my opinion. Usually guys go through the sophomore slump in their second year, but he's been great. Josh Giddey, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna, let's move on. Okay, the Suns at 11-7. I've really liked what I've seen from the Suns. Now, obviously, I want to see all three of Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, KD play together because they haven't. But Devin Booker, man, he has been very, very good. as the primary ball handler, the point guard for them this year. He's been phenomenal. He's only played 10 games, so he's been injured quite a bit. Um, but yeah, no, Devin Booker, man, he's doing great at the point guard position, and Kevin Durant is a front runner for MVP right now. That's how good he's been playing. He's been great. I'm really liking the Suns team. I think they're finally starting to turn it on. I just want to see all three of them play together because we haven't really seen that yet with the injuries. The Kings, they're going to be fine. 10-7, a little bit of a slow start, but De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis, Malik Monk, Keegan Murray, Kevin Herter, I mean Harrison Barnes. It's just you just go down the list. They got plenty of depth. They got 6 guys scoring over 12 points. Really like this team. Really like this offense. I like their defense too. It's going to be a good team. Probably going to be a top 6 team in the West once again. The Lakers sitting at the 7th seed. They are 11-8, so they're right there. But I mean, LeBron James, we really haven't seen that minute restriction. I don't know what that all was about, but they just left that behind. Austin Reeves has been struggling. He's been coming off the bench quite a bit. So has Rui Hachimura. Both of them, well, I'll say more so Austin Reeves has been struggling quite a bit, but D'Angelo Russell's really stepped up and made up for him. He's averaging 18 points per game so far. LeBron James and AD are still doing their thing. The Pelicans at 10-9. They did make the in-season tournament, so they'll be on national TV, get a chance to prove themselves against some of the better teams in the league. They're 10-9. CJ McCollum being out, they've been heavily hit by injuries. They got a lot of guys going out, in and out of the starting lineups, and I mean, Brandon Ingram and Zion have looked really good together. We finally got to see those two play together, and they've been very good together, complementing one another. But the rest of the team has really been hurt by injuries. The Rockets at 8-8. Alfred Sengun has been their best player. He's looking like a really good player. I mean, 21 points, 9 assists. That is great. 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block. He's been very good. Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet have both been very good. Jabari Smith Jr. has been he's been all right. Dylan Brooks has been shooting the three very well. I really like what I've seen from him. And yeah, I mean this team is a pretty good team. Amen Thompson, I hope he gets healthy soon. I want to see what he's made of. He hasn't really played much this year. This team is potentially going to be a playoff team or play-in team. Ime Udoka, I believe in him for this team to get there. They're good enough to make it, but the Western Conference is very stacked. And you're going to have teams like the Grizzlies come back in here, I expect. Same with the Warriors. We'll get to them more in a second. The Clippers. The James Harden experiment, I don't know quite how good I feel about it yet. I really like Russell Westbrook coming off the bench for them. It shows how good of a player and how good of a person he is to put himself. If he goes up to the coach, tells him he wants to come off the bench for the team, he thinks it would be better for the team, and I would agree it is better for the team. But yeah, he's been very good, unselfish player. I really like him. Paul George and Kawhi have been doing their thing. James Harden. Honestly, I haven't really seen much from James Harden on the Clippers yet. I gotta look into that a little bit more. The Warriors at 8-10. I mean, man, I don't know what happened to Klay Thompson and Wiggins and all their supporting cast. They've really been struggling this season. Draymond Green has, he's been hurt, but he has been playing normal at least. So I guess there's that for him. Chris Paul has really added a facilitator to the offense, but I'd like to see him step up his scoring. He's only scoring 9 points per game. I mean, he is getting up there in age, but you got to get to at least, 14, maybe 15 for him. And Wiggins and Klay also gotta get it going. I mean, the shooting for the Warriors has been really struggling. I mean, they're only hitting 37% of their threes, which is crazy to say that's bad, but usually you see a little bit more Klay Thompson and Wiggins have both been struggling shooting wise. So I think they're going to be okay, but it is a little bit worrisome. The Jazz at 6-12. Lauri Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson having good. I don't really like John Collins' fit on this team, but I don't know, he's been there. Keontae George has been a very good rookie for them. Walker Kessler has been struggling though, so you'd like to see him turn it on a little bit. The Jazz probably not a playoff team. Trailblazers, they've been also struck with injuries quite a bit this year. Malcolm Brogdon hasn't played. Anthony Simons, Robert Williams is out for the year. Scoot Henderson has been injured. He hasn't looked great when he's played though. Jeremy Grant, I will say, has been playing very good. So there's that. But again, they probably not a playoff team. The Grizzlies, 4-13, but I will say at least they're not at the bottom. So there is that. I mean, this team's just really struggling, only scoring 106 points per game. They are the lowest total points per game out of any team. The Bulls are in that second to last spot, and they are giving up. I just want to check to make sure I'm right on this. The Memphis Grizzlies are giving up the second. Hold on. The second least, or the second most points per game to the team they're playing. So, like, their defense has been the second worst, and their offense has been the worst just looking at points per game. Yeah, they've been struggling. They are 3-7 in their last 10. So that's a little better. That's better than teams like the Warriors, the Trailblazers, the Spurs, the Pistons, the Wizards, the Bulls, the Hornets. So I guess they're not that bad. But yeah, they really need Ja back to get the scoring up. He will give them about 20 more, at least 20 more points. Now I know some points will be taken away from guys, but you know, Derrick Rose is averaging 10 points per game, so there's that. And then the Spurs have been struggling pretty heavily, losing 12 in a row. Wembanyama's been good, but he's really the only thing going for this team, if I'm being honest. Alright, let's hop right into the playoff predictions now. Looking at the matchup in the bottom left corner, got the 7 seed Lakers taking on the 8 seed Pelicans in the playoffs. I do think Brandon Ingram and Zion have been playing very good together, but LeBron James in a game like this, I gotta go with him. And AD and all of them in LA. Looking at the 9-10, the Rockets and the Clippers. This is one where I was debating back and forth on. This was really close, and I want to make this clear real quick before we get any further. This is off of who I think would win a game or a series if the playoffs started today, not if the playoffs still started in whatever it is, April, and these were the seedings. No, if the playoffs started today based on how the teams are playing right now. I do think the Clippers would win. They just got too many stars on that team. I trust them to win a one-game format like the play-in. The Rockets still have a lot of young guys over there. They do have some veterans, but not enough to get past the Clippers, I don't think. And it's kind of similar here. The Pelicans have played in playoff and play-in games before, but I don't know. I've really liked Russ coming off the bench for them. Again, I haven't seen too much of James Harden, but Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been playing very good, and they've played a lot of games, so good for them. Neither of them have gotten hurt yet, which is a little surprising. But it's good. I never want to wish injuries on anyone, so I'm happy for the both of them that they're just staying healthy to start out the year. Fingers crossed that doesn't change. Now looking at the bottom right corner matchup, Heat versus Cavaliers, 7-8. This one, another one I went back and forth on. The Cavs have been injury riddled, and the Heat have been on, kind of a streaky team. They'll win a lot of games and then kind of calm down a little bit. I am going to take the Heat, though. They're known to peak in the playoffs, and if the playoffs started tomorrow, I think they would be able to win playing game against the Cavs. Nets Raptors. I don't like the Nets defense here. I like the Raptors defense. I think it will be able to contain the Nets offense. I don't really like any of their scores too much. Mikal Bridges is there. Cam Thomas has been in and out of the lineup. And I really like Scotty Barnes this year, so I'm going to take the Raptors. But I am going to take the Cavs to make the 8 seed just because, I mean, Donovan Mitchell. That's really it. Yeah. Okay, we got the top of the Western Conference now. We're just going to go bottom and then switch over to the other side and then top to bottom. So starting off with the Timberwolves and the Clippers. As of right now, I'm taking the Timberwolves. They've looked like potentially the best team in the West. I think that's fair to say. You know, there's another couple other teams that might have something to say about it, but I really like what I've seen from the Timberwolves, man. I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves in 6. I think the Clippers would keep it an entertaining series, but Anthony Edwards, man, he's been phenomenal. Thunder taking on the Suns. The Suns got a lot more veterans than the Thunder. The Thunder are a very young team. They have been playing very good basketball. I really like Chet Holmgren, but Devin Booker at the point guard position, I think just elevates his offense to a whole new level. I know they had Chris Paul in there. Devin Booker's taken over the role, and he's been very good doing it. He's been a great player this year. He's elevated his game once again, and Kevin Durant has been the top 5 player in the league so far. I gotta go with the Suns. I'll take the Suns in 6. Mavericks taking on the Kings. This is a very tough one. I mean, all these series in the West are very good ones. But I gotta go with the Mavericks. I've seen just a little bit more from them this season. I'm gonna go. Both these teams, I really like their offenses, but I like Luka a little more than De'Aaron Fox. I like Luka and Kyrie over Fox and Sabonis. So give me the Mavericks. I will say in 7 though. And then Nuggets versus Lakers, a Western Conference Finals rematch of last year. I'm gonna go with the same outcome. I think the Nuggets just outmatch them a little too much. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets in 5. Moving on to the East, the Celtics and the Cavs, 1 versus 8. The Cavs have been very injury riddled. I think I gotta go with the Celtics, but the Cavs could definitely get themselves up there in the seedings and potentially finish as a top 4 team in the East. I wouldn't be shocked. They just gotta get healthy. I'm gonna go Celtics in 5. Yeah, in 5. I think Donovan Mitchell will be able to win him a game. I considered in 6, but I think the Celtics are just a very good team. They've been dominant. Sixers taking on the Knicks, 4 versus 5 matchup. Philly versus New York. These two fan bases, huge fan bases. This would be a fun series. I do like the 76ers a little bit more, though. I really like Tyrese Maxey and Embiid so far to start out the year. And I don't know, the Knicks have a lot of guys, but I don't think they have that true number one scorer. I mean, Jalen Brunson is there, but I don't know if he's quite on the level of a guy like Embiid yet. So I'm gonna go with the Sixers in 6. Bucks at Pacers. The Pacers, not at Pacers, but you know what I mean. Bucks versus Pacers, 3 versus 6 matchup here in the East. I really have liked how both of these. Well, I won't say that. I really liked how I've seen the Pacers. The offense looks phenomenal. The defense does worry me though, and the Bucks have a very nice defense. I think the Bucks offense will be able to score with guys like Giannis and Dame. I'm gonna take the Bucks to beat the Pacers in 5. You just gotta have a good defense come playoff time, but I do think the Pacers would be able to win a game. 2 versus 7, Magic versus Heat. Man, the Magic at the 2 seed is crazy to say. I mean, a couple of years ago, they were the worst team in the league every single year. Yeah, but now they really turned things around. I am still going to take the Heat, though. They're known for the playoff performances and the upsets in the playoffs, and they're a lot more experienced than a young Magic team. But I will say the Magic have been playing very good. I'm going to go Heat in 6. Timberwolves Suns, man, this was potentially the hardest series to pick out of anything. I mean, I just could not figure this one out as much as I tried. I settled on the Suns. They just got so much talent over there. I mean, the Timberwolves do too, but I think the Suns have more. They have more star power. Devin Booker, again, he's been very impressive. to me to start out the year, and same with Kevin Durant. I mean, I might be being too high on Devin Booker. I'm ignoring Kevin Durant. He's been phenomenal. He's been probably top three in the league to start out this year. He's been great. I'm gonna go with the Suns in 7. Yeah, I mean the Timberwolves have been very good to start the year too, and they're my one of my favorite teams. Them, the Thunder, and the Bulls. Those are kind of my three. I've been really high on them, but I have the Suns taking out the Thunder and the Timberwolves. I'm gonna go with Suns in 7 in this one, and then Mavericks and Nuggets. I don't think this one's as tough as it should be. I think the Nuggets could actually handle this one pretty well. I really like the matchup here. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets in 6. I think Luka will be able to win some games that they probably shouldn't, but I still think the Nuggets are by far the better team in this one. I don't think the Mavericks have what it takes to reach the Western Conference Finals, at least as of right now. Now moving back over to the East, the Celtics versus Sixers, 1 versus 4. So it would be a very fun matchup. But Embiid could go crazy. I could see it, and in this series, Porzingis doesn't really seem like too much of a threat defending Embiid, at least for me. But Al Horford is there too, and you still got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday. I mean, they just have so much, and I could just keep going. Derek White. I mean, they just got more depth. I think they got a little bit more pieces than the Sixers. They're better built for the playoffs. I'm gonna go Celtics in 6. I think Philly comes short again. Bucks versus Heat, a little first round revenge series for the Bucks. Number 3 versus number 7 seed here. I do think the Bucks would get their revenge. I don't think the Heat can have a miracle run like they did last year. Once again, I mean, that could change throughout the season, but as of right now, Dame and Giannis have really put it together, and I think they're going to continue to get better with each other. And Middleton, Brook Lopez, and I think Middleton will step it up. And Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis are still great defenders on the interior, so the Bucks will win the series. I'm going to say in 5. Moving on to the Western Conference Finals, the Suns versus the Nuggets, 5 versus 2. And for the first time this year, I'm going to take a different team to come out of the West. I don't know, man. The Suns just have really impressed me the past 2 weeks. We didn't have one of these videos last week, so the last one I made was 2 weeks ago. And, man, the Suns just have been very good. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant have been phenomenal. I do really want to see how they play. With Bradley Beal, he's only played like 3 games, and I don't think KD or Book were healthy for either of those. I'm gonna take the Suns in 7. I think they I don't want to say shock the world, but they deny the Nuggets from going back to the NBA Finals. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Suns in 7. And then for the Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics versus Bucks. I think these were my 4 preseason teams to make both conference finals matchups. And I'm going to take, I think, in in preseason, I know I took the Nuggets, I think, out of the West. But I think I might have took the Bucks out of the East. I'm going to switch that up. I don't know if I'm 100% correct on that. I'm going to go with the Celtics, so I switched it up a little. Wait, no, I don't know. I might have taken the Celtics. I don't really remember. But I'm going with the Celtics. I just think they're the more complete team. I think they're the more playoff-built team. Now, the Bucks do have Giannis, so that's a very big problem for the Celtics. But, man, Celtics just have so many guys. I mean, they're just great up and down. I mean, this would be a great series. 2 top of the barrel teams. I think the Celtics are just slightly better. I'm going to go Celtics in 7. And that sets up a finals matchup, Celtics versus Suns. This would be a great matchup. I mean, two teams with the star power. I think the Celtics do have a little more depth. I think the Celtics do have a little more defense. For that reason, I'm going to take them to win in six. I mean, the Suns, the defense problem will probably come back to bite them, and I think that's what hurts them in the end. They need a guy to play some defense. They really don't have much defenders on that team. And if one of their top guys does get injured, they could be in for some trouble. They don't have much depth either. The Celtics have the defense, they have the depth, they have the shooting, they have the passing, they have the playmaking ability. They got the clutch guys, they got the top guys, they got the guys that can get you a bucket at any time. I mean, they just got everything. I think as of right now, I think they're the most complete team, and I think they're the best team in the NBA right now. I'm gonna take them to win the NBA Finals. So yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 5 of NBA Playoff Watch. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on any future videos. We do college basketball every Monday, college football every Tuesday, NFL every Wednesday, and NBA every Thursday. So, as always, my Discord and X are linked to the description. You can join that. You can follow that, whatever you like to do. And, yeah, I think that's all I got for you. I'll see you guys Monday with college basketball top 40 rankings.